Yeah. Got to get Nabs in here, too, just to kind of do some extra things.
Yeah.
Need some things on the wall.
Artwork up there.
Artwork up there.
Yeah.
Get like a...
I bet an Iconic Talk neon sign wouldn't be expensive either.
It would be amazing.
Sweet. That's what we need.
Blinking lights.
Yeah. Some sort of like stripper pole.
Who's that for? Third chair?
I don't know. Definitely third chair starts.
Put on a Speedo.
We'll grease it real good for you.
Don't tempt me.
And with that, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Welcome to Iconic Talk, your community's number fun podcast. With conversation and occasional clowning, it always takes center stage, right? We're once again so happy to be here with you on Iconic Talk in our Icon Media Studios to share some of our knowledge and our questions with you guys, our amazing listening audience. I love it.
And that face you see and voice you hear is Mark Francis.
What's up?
Realtor, friend of Winchester, icon in and of himself.
Building the empire.
Building the empire.
Best friend, golf buddy.
Oh, boy, don't start. Yeah, we'll get there eventually. Yeah.
And that voice you heard was Rachel Racy, known on the streets as the Spotlight. How are you today?
Hello. Good. I'm good.
I guess your 4th of July prepping with the apparel.
My little American Honey t-shirt. I figured it was
that over there. Caleb Pearson, known as Third Chair, repping the Keystone t-shirt.
You know what I mean?
I'm not, I didn't get the memo today. You have to be repping something. I'm just going straight up.
Yeah.
I just felt
America,
like 4th
bro.
of July was coming out. At least, I mean,
You're a merge. You're a mixture of red, white, and blue. That's okay.
I guess so. Yeah. Well, happy 4th of July, everyone.
Thank you.
1 day away.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Just another year flies by. We have had some ridiculous weather.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Constantly raining.
Yeah, polar opposites. Boiling hot.
Boiling hot.
And then our entire city
my gosh,
underwater.
Boiling hot.
Unfiltered updates. Here's the first segment. Drum roll, please. Unfiltered updates. Caleb, I'll let you go first. What is your update?
Finally played golf with Mark Francis.
Ball golf. As
Realtor extraordinaire. Ball golf. My best friend / realtor Mark Francis and I played golf. I was significantly better than him.
Keep telling your tall tales.
And we played with, shout out to Barry Pearson and Zach Lahart, who were on our team. It was for Sharando football fundraising, although you might not want that on the radio waves.
It's
You're
okay.
a Hanley boy.
I've got plenty of Sharando friends.
It was a blast.
It was a blast.
I'm not good at all.
I'm not an early morning person.
Where did you play?
At Shenandoah
Valley Golf Club over there. Yeah.
Which is it's a good course. It's fun. It's, easy to navigate.
Golf can be bad. Vibes can still be good.
Okay.
Not every time, but this time it was.
Hey, we shot 3 under as the team goes.
Yeah.
And I mean, there was somebody that said they were, what did they say?
We bought no
21
mulligans.
under? Yeah.
We didn't do any of the extra stuff.
No,
Straight up.
And first shot, first tee box, I had not warmed up because
Is that your excuse?
I just
to be fair, he pulled in the parking lot, hopped on the tee, and swung. Basically,
Believe it.
We were like, "He's coming."
Mark is not a morning person.
I'm not a morning person. I was actually working before then, though. So
that is a fair point.
What time was tee off?
9.
Oh, okay. That's not
9.
terrible.
Yeah,
it's terrible enough for me. But you progressively get better. I called my shot. I was like, guys, it's going to take about 5 or 6 holes. And then it came along. The fun story, though, is because it was Sharando football. There's a lot of the football players in their uniforms just kind of at each tee box doing their thing.
Yeah.
Playing games. One guy was a heckler. That was the best hold that all 4 of us had. He's up in our face, yelling at us, playing music.
We all hit the green.
I love that.
The green. Then there's another one where they had field goal posts. And I'm just chuckling to myself.
I mean, he literally started laughing. He literally evil laughed because he's a kicker extraordinaire.
Yes, that's right. You are a kicker.
By the way, I hit it right dead middle, right first try. I know it didn't look good.
Yeah,
Demon Deek's kicker.
But we pull up to this hole and Mark just starts going. he's like, I'm going to use both feet.
What's the, I'm like, what's the challenge here? Like, well, you have to kick it through the uprights in order to use the driver on the tee box. And I'm like, okay.
I got this in the bag.
So Mark kicked it over the tree behind the upright.
Well, I let everybody else go first. Who missed, and then somebody else made it. I think your dad missed, and I think Zach missed.
Yeah.
And I said, guys, I want my 2 shots. I want 2 goes at it. I'm like, Caleb, right foot, left foot first. Which we want? He's like, let's go left. So go left foot.
He nailed it.
Ambidextrous
right
kicker.
foot. I'm like,
what can he do? That's what everyone said all day.
And
what can he do?
The goal post is probably like 5 feet tall, right? And about like 15 feet wide.
It was fun.
Zero challenge.
Yeah. So and I said, Caleb, I got to get it over that branch.
Yeah. You're next. You're on our team next year.
Done.
You get the invite.
Playing ball golf
Ball
or
golf,
being the
yeah.
kicker?
Yeah.
I've never played golf in my
Yeah,
life.
I think those Sharando kids' eyes were bugged out.
Oh, I
yeah.
bet.
Oh, yeah.
I bet.
They
Super
were like, man,
impressive.
he looks like he played at Wake Forest. Yeah, that's exactly what they said.
Hasn't made it fun, though.
That's the unfiltered update for
Okay.
me this
That's a
time.
long update.
Okay.
Rachel?
Conquered Old Rag Mountain on Saturday.
Live to tell about it.
Wow.
It was the most difficult old rag I've done it. This is my 4th time. Did it in high school with youth group. We did it a couple of years ago. I did it in 1998 in like jean shorts and Birkenstocks. I can't believe I hiked that. And then I did it this weekend with my niece, Sydney. And it was so wet. All the rock scramble and all the foot. I hadn't even thought about it. It was so much more of an upper body work. I mean, it's an upper body workout anyway, the rock scramble. So much of it is pulling yourself up and lowering yourself down. But it was extremely challenging. And it was so hot. It was so hot.
You texted us a picture after the fact. And I'm like, why are you not chugging a whole gallon of water?
By the time we got to the majority of the hike is really the way down the fire road out. Yeah. But that rock scramble, by the time I got past the rock scramble, we were at like 3.5 or 4 miles. I had already chugged 4 liters of water. Ooh. I had run out, and Sydney had extra, thank goodness, because I was dying on the way back.
Wait, was it like a dare challenge? Like, what made you want to do that on these
we had been planning this specific hike for a couple of months, and we had chosen this day because it worked for both of us. And so
it was difficult due to weather.
It's extremely hot, and everything was slippery.
Have you ever been on Old Rag?
Oh yeah, it's been a long time.
Everything was so slippery.
It's still considered, I think, like the most challenging hike.
It's a straight. It's like 8 out of 10 strenuous level for Virginia hikes. Yeah. But because everything was so slippery, you couldn't grip the rock with your hikers. And I mean, I'm short. Like some of those boulders are extremely hard to get up and over just being a short person. Yeah. And
did you ever make that noise?
Oh, jumping? there was lots of inappropriate noises and positioning on the boulders, and it was crowded. There were tons of people. It's such a popular hike now. You have to get a prepaid day pass to even park.
Really?
So,
everybody and their mother's trying to do it.
No kidding.
It's a big group group trust exercise. You know, lots of youth
we need
groups
a new rag. It's ridiculous.
We need a new rag. Wow. Anyway, it's actually short for Old Ragged Mountain. We actually looked it up because we were curious.
Okay.
That ruins it for me.
I know.
I know that.
I know. It's because it looks so ragged from the view, all the rocks at the top. It's short for Old Ragged Mountain. But yeah, it was a great day. We laughed so hard at each other and other people. People were laughing at us. Like it was a much needed day.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
Good for you. I don't know. I actually do have an unfiltered update.
No, okay. We shared one. We golfed together as friends.
I don't get my own.
That was a together update.
Did that not mean as much to you as it did to me?
Yeah.
He's like, no, not even sort of.
It was.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I went to Wolf Trap on this past
Nice.
Sunday.
Who'd you go see?
We went to see the Roots.
Nice.
Jimmy Fallon band.
Yeah.
You know, the house band.
No joke.
Cool.
They went 2 straight hours with nonstop music.
That's really cool.
Impressive.
I love that.
It was great. So that was a fun little outing. There you go. My
That's
short
very
and
cool.
sweet.
Wolf Trap is a great venue.
Yeah, but I did hear it. Thankfully, no thunderstorms, no rain. It was a little muggy.
What was this, Sunday?
It was great.
You went?
Sunday.
Yeah.
And you guys are telling me the stories of what Sunday torrential downpours.
2 inches of rain.
So
that's
brings
our
us
next
to
segment.
Bring us to the next.
Our next segment is local lowdown, and in this case, it's very literal because Winchester is low down, and it rained so hard that downtown flooded.
Yep.
You look at the pictures
in a very
online.
Short period of time.
I was looking at them before we went on air here to see Winchester Star had pictures. It literally was
insane.
Like rivers were the roads.
It was
roads
2 inches of rain in 20 minutes.
That's crazy.
I've never seen anything like it.
I was downtown with my family 2 days after, and they were still I went by Wilkins. I used to work at Wilkins Shoe Center. I was talking to them, and they were like, all these storefronts were still drying stuff out.
Tons of flooding then.
That's insane.
That's a bummer.
Yep.
But just back to the
Boscawen used to be called Water Street.
Yeah.
That for a reason because all the water, and that's why Water Street Kitchen is still named that.
Well, I'm happy about my building that we're in right now because I mean, we do pay for flood insurance for this building because we are in a flood zone.
Yeah, yeah.
And just this whole downtown area. Yeah.
I was sitting on the back porch in town and I was just like, holy cow. I mean, it was just blowing in. The gutters weren't keeping up. It was crazy to watch.
The other local lowdown that I was seeing in the Winchester Star was that they're talking about like expanding Interstate 81. So about how Winchester is, flood zone. Winchester is also prime for like accidents all over the place.
All the time.
You know, especially combine that with the rain and stuff like that. Even today I saw 81 was backed up. You know, so they're going to have like a town hall meeting coming up in a little bit at Shenandoah University just to talk and hear, and so we can hear what their plans are.
Tell you what, 81 desperately needs to be widened.
But let me ask you this. Are people going to be for that or against it? Is this going to be a town hall meeting where people are like, don't you dare widen into my pasture?
Right.
Or are we going to be like, traffic around here's the worst? Go ahead and widen into my pasture.
Probably going to be a mix.
I think it's going to be less about having the public say what they're allowed and not allowed to do. It's more about like, here's the plans.
Deal. Yeah, that makes sense.
Here's what the vision is for it. And yeah, you can maybe voice your thoughts, but this is more about introducing and unveiling what they want to do. I mean, it's needed. You know, so it's a whole thing. Yeah. So the Star was basically saying that, you can go to the Brandt Center at Shenandoah University. Public meetings are going to be between July 14th and 17th. So whole VDOT conversation is happening there. And July 15th, 4 to 6 at Shenandoah. So we'll post about that. But then they're having other town hall meetings about 81 all the way down to Salem, Virginia. So it's this whole corridor. About.
Yeah. Well, there's so many accidents all the time. It's like every day you hear about an accident and a backup on 81.
Yeah. You know, I mean, have you ever driven like the New Jersey Turnpike up in the New Jersey, New York area?
In a long time.
They literally have like a trucks only section and then the cars section. That's like my perfect world. You make interstates around the whole country where that's the case.
Agreed.
You heard it here, folks. Mark Francis' perfect world is New Jersey.
Segregated highways.
Segregation. Yes,
cars get their own lane.
Segregation.
Well, really, it is. It's the 18-wheelers that make it so challenging on 81.
Yeah.
You get stuck
It was its own portion of my driver's ed class in high school.
Was it like really?
Merging semi-truck day. It was like, now we're doing 81.
Scary.
And if we didn't do it between two semi-trucks, we'd have to do it again.
No.
Just to learn how to do it.
No way.
Yeah. Smart. I need it.
Don't cut them off. I'll tell you that.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
But it's no joke, dude.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, hopefully they'll make it better and they'll make Winchester a more drivable town as you pass through it. But what's the next segment?
The next segment is Tangent Talk, and I already have one, unless somebody else wants to throw one out.
Go for it. It's about time you contributed.
As I get older, you watch it. As I get older, I like riding in a car less. I like driving more.
Oh,
has that been your experience?
Yes.
And why is my weird car sickness coming back from when I was a child? That's my tangent talk. It's a tangent, listeners.
So you're telling me that in the past you would like to have been the passenger?
In the past, I wouldn't have mind. As a young adult, I got car sick as a kid.
Choice. I think that's part of it.
I got car sick as a kid. Then I got my license. I'm like, oh wow, driving is cool. But I could hop in with my friends and do this, that, and the other. Hop in, whatever, pile in the back of a van. Now that I'm older, you were in the back of the bus with me in Israel. Game over, brother.
Didn't like that, huh?
I had to Dramamine myself and the Holy Spirit myself
the back
real
of the bus
good.
Is fun. That's where you can
we could
all
goof
kinds
off,
of things.
But as I get older, man, I feel like I need to drive.
I think as we get older, our equilibrium changes. I notice I cannot get on a swing set to save my life.
We got to get on a swing set. That'd be so funny.
It's just it's terrible. Immediate nausea.
Yeah, I get it.
Teacups. How about going to like Busch Gardens?
Nope.
Teacups.
If I'm in the passenger seat now,
if
I'm in the passenger seat, I'm grabbing onto the thing above the door and I'm like looking forward because I have to know the move we're about to make.
Wow.
So
if
car sickness, or are you also just bored as a passenger?
No.
I'm
not
bored as a passenger.
It's like vertigo stuff. If I'm driving, I can reach back and deal with my kid, no problem. If I'm in the passenger seat for some reason, and I have to turn back there to deal with my kid's gonna have to deal with me because I can't do it.
You can't read in a car. Can you read it? No. I've never been able to read.
Psychopath.
So I can see your perspective and appreciate it because
we're not all Mark Freak and
I
Francis,
got to the level where like I do like to drive.
Yeah.
And not
Can
many
you read
other.
in a car? Are you a psychopath?
No, I don't like to read in the car very much because I will get slight.
Right.
sickness.
Okay.
But
I'm sick just thinking about it.
I do believe that there's not many other drivers I would be willing to get in the car with. So that's my control freak personality type. But I did have a recent experience where I let my son Pierce drive me from here to Williamsburg, Virginia. And I sat in the back seat like it was an Uber driver. I was on my iPad the whole time working, doing stuff. And I've arrived. It's like amazing. Like
it works.
I mean, if I'm driving 3.5 hours, my life is so busy where I'm
to be
constantly
fair,
going.
Think of
and
his
like,
life.
It can't be.
It was 3 hours of time. You were forced to get stuff done.
So I'm always dad driver in the scenario, and I give up my work schedule in order to drive our family on a trip.
And to your point, if I wouldn't be harfing in my shoes, it would be the same for me. I would love the 4 hours of productivity.
A couple of years ago, I had back surgery, and it happened on it was a Monday or Tuesday before Christian had a fishing tournament in Williamsburg. And he drove us all the way to Williamsburg with me in the front seat because I was not able to drive. It was 4 days post-op. And it took us 7 hours to get to Williamsburg because we were taking all these back roads to avoid.
Oh, that's awful.
I
remember getting out of the car. I was so sore and so stiff. And I was like, have I undone this entire procedure?
It
was
crazy.
Terrible. It took us 6 or 7 hours because I didn't want him on the highway the whole time.
I wouldn't have picked this tangent talk if I knew what it was going to do to me. But anyway, that's
the visual
where we're at.
So here's my addendum to the tangent talk.
Yes.
So the guests that Rachel is bringing on, John and Kristin Moore, we all know them.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to get a chance to know them even more with our conversation. To let you introduce Rachel. But to kick it off, I want to hear your best John and Kristin Moore story. I know you have.
Oh, goated.
Go.
I'll go last. You go ahead, Rachel. Good luck.
I don't know that I have a great John and Kristin Moore story other than
you shared one.
That's right.
Post-recording with them.
I'm
trying to tee this up for you to hit the ball.
Oh, okay. I got it. I got it. Sorry, I flopped. So John and Kristin Moore, they were youth leaders at FBC. They've been personal trainers for a very long time. They used to have a gym in the back of their home. I worked out with them for several years. Super convenient to the house in town, and I would go over in the mornings. Well, one evening I decided to go for a late afternoon session, 4:30 to 5 or something like that. And we get on this random talk about dirty martinis. John loves a dirty martini once in a while, and so do I.
What makes it dirty? I've always
olive juice.
Oh, okay.
So it's vodka, dry vermouth, and olive juice.
Okay.
And sometimes if you don't like it dirty, you don't put the olive juice in it. Some people like really heavy olive juice and then olive. Some people don't like any of it at all.
Waitress.
And I am I'm not an olive person, but I love a dirty martini once in a while. Anyway, we got to talking about dirty martinis, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I think I might make myself one when I get home this evening. I was super excited. I pull in the neighborhood and I walk in the front door and there is water coming from the upstairs bathroom, flooding down the hardwood steps into the foyer. There's water pouring through the light fixture in the kitchen. All the electricity is off and blinking. It is a disaster zone. My boys had been there by themselves. They were old enough for me to leave.
Dirty martinis.
Kids are making dirty martinis. Yeah. No, they were absolutely panicking. Gabe had dropped the toilet lid upstairs into the tank, broke the tank, did not know to reach underneath the toilet to shut off the water, and had just gotten out of the shower. I don't know, but all I know is he was running around the neighborhood with a towel wrapped around his waist and his underwear, trying to get help from the neighbors. And all this whole time, I had been discussing dirty martinis.
And Child Protective Services wasn't called after this visit.
Where's your mom? She's training.
Talking about dirty martinis.
And I just remember they had tried calling me multiple times for some reason over in there. I had not gotten the call. My phone was out of service and I just remember it was an absolute nightmare I walked into. And needless to say, I did not make myself a dirty martini.
So you think about John and Kristin Moore, you think about dirty martinis.
And my home flooding. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I'll do you one better. I think of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ.
Oh my God.
And here's why. they weren't just in youth ministry and my youth leader, but our church used to do this theatrical presentation of the story of Jesus. And when I first laid eyes on John Moore, it's a room of 500 people. The room's dark.
He is Jesus.
The production was called Savior. And this very handsome, curly-haired, Christ-like figure walks down the middle of the aisle, and I, kind of nudge my mom quiet. Who is that? She says, "What do you mean? It's Jesus." And for the next 30 minutes, indistinguishable. John Moore, Jesus, they were the same.
You're right.
He is the best Jesus actor our production of Savior ever had. I mean, no offense to all the other Jesuses, but when he was rocking his beard, handsome fellow, died for the sins of the world. That's my John Moore story. So now, when I see him, I think of Jesus.
Does that mean Jesus likes dirty martinis?
Yeah, I don't know. You'll have to ask him.
I'm gonna have to ask him one day.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nope.
Yeah.
My John and Kristin Moore, I'd always seen them in and out of so many different gyms. And I've gone to many gyms over my life here in Winchester, and I guess they've done the same, and I would always bump into them. Valley Health, Body Renew. One day was at Stonebrook, and this is like near COVID, and so I was there distancing people, but there they are. I'm saying, "Hey, how you doing?" I've even seen John Moore at Winchester Country Club doing gym classes in like water aerobics, like everywhere. They get around. So I saw him in Stonebrook, and he's like, "I need you to help. My son Landon. They're like, they need a house." Him and Rosie. I'm like, okay, I know Landon barely, but I definitely don't know Rosie. And I'm like, I'll help him. Just have him call me. Didn't hear from them. Then like a month and a half goes by, and Rosie, who I've never met, calls me. I'm like, I got your name from a family friend. I'm like, was it John Moore? She's like, no. I'm like, a different family member of hers on her side knew about me. And I said, I'm here to help. I was talking to John and Kristin. Did you not get that message? No. I'm like, well, I'm sure they were probably as parents wanting you to get a good house, right? So we finally linked up, found them the right house, and they're happily ever after, right? But it was just, I think of them because I see them in so many different places around town.
They are everywhere.
And they're linked every time they see me. They're like, Landon and Rosie say hi. They love you. I'm like, good. I'm glad they had a good experience. If it was bad, then like that would be not good either.
Very
probably
awkward.
Wouldn't be your friend. Yep. But yeah, so there's the positive connections. They know how to make connections around town as well. And we're going to hear about it, right?
Yep.
So introduce them, Rachel.
So John and Kristin Moore are, I like to call them Moore businesses, because every time I see them, they're creating either a new nonprofit to meet a need in the area. They're creating a new business. Started out as personal trainers. Then they started Moore Pet Care. Kristin runs their Moore Pet Care business. They see need and they try to do the best they can to meet it. And I love that about them. They work hard and they serve hard. And so John and Kristin Moore.
Here we go.
Well, Mark was asking me before you guys got here what you guys do. And I was like, we should probably start with what you don't do.
Yeah.
Because that's a bigger or smaller category than what you do. Yeah. So, I mean, you could list, what you don't do if you want. But why don't we start with what you do? Because I know you do.
Do.
I know do is involved.
You do too. Well, me or John?
Why don't we start with you?
Okay. I have MPT Now pet sitting services. So we travel all over Northern Shenandoah Valley, Southern Shenandoah Valley, Northern Virginia, West Virginia, and we take care of animals.
Really?
Amazing.
So you go to people's houses to babysit them, essentially.
Yes. Primarily, we spend the night with the animals or do check-ins, whatever the parents want.
Cool.
Interesting.
Yes.
And do you also keep dogs and you keep some of them in your home as well?
A few,
correct?
yes.
Yeah.
I just don't advertise that because I only have like a couple.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And cats, we take care of cats and farms and everything.
Goats are the newest
Horses.
thing we've done at our
What do
house.
goats need care? I mean, you can't just
They were
goats
baby
take care of
goats.
themselves.
Baby
They were
goats.
baby goats.
Diapered baby goats.
We had baby
There is nothing cuter than a baby goat.
That's awesome.
Screaming goats.
Dancing goats, fainting goats.
Yes. All kinds of goats.
So did you just come up with that idea all by yourself? Like, how does that work?
Well, I've always watched animals since I was a kid. And then in 2019, somebody asked me to watch their farm. So I started with that. And then I said, I really love this so much. I want to do this as a business. So then that's when I started.
Cool.
Well, she started by herself, and then she started turning a lot of people down. So then she's like, well, what if I see if other people want to join my team?
Yeah.
So she has like a team of 50
Oh, wow.
people. Yeah.
Okay, I was
So
going to
they're
ask
not
how
all
big.
actively
Wow.
working at the same time.
Right.
But-
It's really grown.
It has. It's grown really fast. And I'm trying to accommodate everybody, even last minute requests, which we've had a lot of in the last week.
Mhm.
That's what makes you guys fascinating, which is why we wanted to have you here, because you guys are just starting anything and just keep things moving all the time. John, I know you too. So like, what do you do now? And then let's backtrack even. Like, what have you done? So
Well,
Or what
so
happened
my,
to you?
my big one right now, I'm still training. So I have MPT now, not personal training, but health and fitness.
Mhm.
So I have a private studio. Help. It's not just about the workout. It's the nutrition, the mental side of it. And what do you do when you leave the studio? It's that. So I have a couple trainers with us, and we're trying to get them clients as well. It's hard when you're not in an actual gym because they're not walking through your building.
Right.
You know,
Right.
so we have to find them all. But we're doing okay. We're in our 10th year. So it'll be November will be our 10-year anniversary. So, and you started with us how many
I
years
did.
in our house?
I worked out with you guys in 2017,
In the back of our house.
2016, when your gym was in the back of your house.
Yeah, we were in
Yep.
there for 7 years in the back of the house,
Yep.
which was fun. Commercial's nice because it's a lot bigger, but we'd still like the back. I would go back to that
Yeah.
we
So
had parking.
convenient. Yeah.
if we had parking.
Yep.
Yeah. It was
So walk us through the history, because what got you started into that? Because I remember we've all known each other for a while.
Yes.
And so I remember seeing you even at Valley Health many, many years ago and just
Well-
working out. And then I see you at different gyms. And so there's always this fascination with gyms and that.
Yeah,
What
well,
led you into doing
So
it?
it started actually, I mean, going way back, started in 2002. I was an IT guy, and one of the guys that I worked with, his wife was in a network marketing company, and she introduced me to it. And I mean, there's a place for network marketing, so I'm not knocking it, but it was a health and wellness company that dealt with food or nutrition, air, water, sleep, and that kind of thing. It had everything you needed almost for total health and wellness. And we did that for years. We still actually are actively involved in doing that because we still buy the products ourselves.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we still do all that. But in 2010, I realized the part that was missing was fitness. So we were like, okay, so then I was introduced to Beachbody.
Mhm.
So P90X and
Yep.
Insanity. Well, actually, I did Insanity first. Had great results with that. I wasn't like terribly out of shape, but my before and after picture were kind of impressive. And people were like, that's infomercial stuff. So I reached out and people were like, you could be making money doing this. So I became a Beachbody coach. And then I made her become a Beachbody coach. She had to have like a major surgery. So we did a program with that to get her in shape. And her doctor actually said her core was amazing when they cauterized her. She
That's
sat
crazy.
up. So her muscles were ready to fire.
Yeah.
So we
Yeah.
added that in. And then when we did that for a while, and then when our kids got married and moved out, we were kind of like, well, what do we do with like now? Like we have no more responsibilities at home. So that's when I left my full-time job in IT and became a personal trainer full-time. She did before I did.
And I homeschooled our kids. So I was like, what do I do with my life now that the boys are grown? So then I became a
Were you
beach
guys at
trainer.
were you at Nautilus for a while?
No, it was
No.
Body Renew.
That's what it same space.
It was
That's-
the same-
yes,
well,
yes,
we
yes,
were-
yes.
Yeah, that was at Delco Plaza. We were
Yeah.
there.
Okay.
So I was there for a year and a half, and then I left there and started MPT Now Health and Fitness. It was just more personal training. Then it's morphed, like everything goes through changes. So that's how it all kind of related. And here we are with that. So, but since we did that, we started a nonprofit because the biggest reason people were telling us they wouldn't train is because they said they couldn't afford it. Now, some people, that's a true statement. Some people, it's just not a priority. They want their Starbucks,
Sure.
not training.
Mhm.
But for the people that really desperately needed it, we started a foundation called the Free Fit Foundation, and it's solely to pay for people to have a trainer.
Wow.
So the scary
Yeah.
thing with that is right now it's just me doing that. But I would imagine if word got out, it could go nationwide. I mean, it could. Somebody from California
really-
could hear
yep,
about it
yep.
and go, hey, can I get a scholarship? So, I mean, we're all for that. If it wants to grow, then that foundation can grow.
Yeah.
It is a 501c3, legal. There's no money in the foundation at the moment, so we're always trying to raise money for that.
Sure.
And then we have
So the cool part is we actually have recipients of it, and right now, because I'm the one that is training them, I can still do it. They don't necessarily know if there's money there,
right?
So I can still.
It's just your time.
They don't know.
Yeah.
So you say somebody from California could do it. So are you able to then get on and do remote kind of sessions with people?
We're not
what
really
does that look
prepared
like?
for that.
Okay.
We would if we had a demand. The biggest thing is if somebody in California wanted a trainer, we would have to find out who the trainer was. We pay the trainer. The trainer has to keep us apprised of whether they're training.
Right.
If they stop training, then there's no money.
There's got to be accountability.
There's a lot of accountability involved. Like with me, I know who they are. I'd be like, "Where are you?" Pretty straightforward.
And then we have More Relief and Links Foundation.
Well, yes. So then, Kristin, this is how they're all related. This is I know, but
knew this was going to be so like this whole domino effect.
Are you following this, Caleb?
I am,
Caleb's
and
not
I'm
following.
comparing it to when I met them and what they were doing at the time. Like I'm filling in the timeline.
Okay.
Yes, we knew you when you were in youth group and we were your youth leader.
He's got some dirt on me, I know. But yeah.
So all right, so we started our studio. We started the nonprofit Free Fit Foundation. She started the pet sitting. And then while she was pet sitting, this is all related. She was at a farm. It was the day after Christmas. And in the field, she looked and saw something unusual. So she had to investigate, found this little teeny kitten that was like really little with the eyes were nasty.
Barely alive.
So bad. I forgot about that cat.
Home. And we had at this point just gotten 2 puppies. Like we had 2 little puppies. And so we're sitting there looking at this. I mean, I have pictures, but I won't show them. She was nasty.
I remember.
She looked really nasty. So we were kind of like, we got to do the vet thing. We took the vet. And then the vet said both eyes had to be removed. So they were like, this was Tuesday. And they said the surgery would be Thursday. And it was $2,000. And we're like, we don't have that. And we're like, okay, the puppies were on us. The cat was not. Let's go to Facebook. So she posted it on Facebook. And by Tuesday night, that surgery was covered.
That's crazy.
Wow.
So then we started thinking, we're like, wow, there's probably a whole lot of people out there just like us, where we could have easily just said, well, put the cat down. Right. So we started the Links Foundation. We named the cat Links, and she's still doing great. She looks amazing now. And so Links Foundation came up, and it's literally just, it's for anything you need for your animals, pretty much, where you're at a vet, dire decision, what do I do? Again, no money in the pot. We've had it where people tell us what it is, and fortunately, it's like months down the road, so we can try to raise the money, and then I will just call and pay the vet. So
that's so awesome.
That one is also a 501c3, legit with the IRS.
Yeah.
And then, so when we got our latest studio, she wanted, I think it was 2 years ago, wanted to do the Thanksgiving meal thing for some families. And how many did you get? Was it 4? 4 families. But in the meantime, people were donating all the food, but then somebody called and asked if we would ever do like an electric pill. And we were like, maybe. So then all of a sudden people started giving money for electric pills.
Wow.
And we're like, well, if we're going to take money, now we need an umbrella. Food is one thing, but money is another. So we started the More Relief. You see, More played into everything. We have a really good last name. Everything's More. Yeah. So we started that one, and what happens is if people donate, I will actually call and pay the bill. And this sounds mean, but it's pretty straightforward. We tell everybody, we act as though everybody that gets money would drink it or smoke it.
Yeah.
Pretty straightforward. So we're not playing sides. We just assume, nope, nobody gets money.
But you pay the bill.
Now, we had somebody that was going down to,
I think Charlottesville.
Was it
for
Charlottesville?
eye surgery for their son.
Yes, and they had to go multiple trips, and we were like, well, we can't really just give the money. So what we did was we got gas cards and
hotel
things and
food gift cards,
for restaurants, stuff like that. So they had great. So for that, so we did that. So now we've got the 3 foundations, and we do have another business.
Keeps coming.
This is the last one I thought. Okay, because we like to talk as well.
You like to talk.
We do like to talk.
Yeah. I can talk, but not like John.
We have a lot to say.
You have a lot. You do have a lot to say.
So anyway,
that's why we wanted you on here.
And we started this one quite a while ago. It's MPT Now Productions, which is our voiceover work. We've done local things for businesses, for instructional videos,
like commercial.
We've done a commercial. We've done books on Audible. Yeah, and we're always available to do that.
It sounds like you're always available, right?
So we actually put that
availability.
Try to be.
more availability.
Studio inside our training studio.
Nice.
So it was kind of cool that we put them all together.
It's all interconnected.
It's all
Yes.
I mean, pretty soon you'll be doing training classes for pets.
Well, that is actually
Yes.
on. I want to do.
You're on the ground floor, Mark.
Yeah.
You're in. You're in.
That's what I was just talking about recently. I want to do a podcast for training for animals and for it's Pet Sitting 101 because there's basic things that I've learned over the years that I want all of my pet sitters on my team to learn and other pet parents to know. So I come up with things a lot, but we just haven't gone to the podcast yet.
Time. There's a thing
Yeah.
called time.
Yes.
Sure.
It's funny because a lot of her pet parents now reach out to her and ask her advice, like, what should I do with my dog? It's doing this.
I'm kind of weird. I can understand animals. And if like one pet parent, they had it was a nice crate for their animal, but I said, can you please take the middle section out because they need to stretch. They don't want the divider in. I said, they told me that. So it's kind of weird.
Yes.
I kind of understand animals and what they are thinking or saying. I don't know.
Uh-huh. Oh
More
yeah, my dog will just look
more
at me.
clairvoyance.
Yeah, and I just know what she's thinking. I mean, it's part of the drill. You
It
know,
is.
She's gotten so old now. We have a
Aw.
dog door in the basement.
Mm.
She's very active still, but just lazy now. Getting older in her. So hi, Lucy. Shout out to you if you're watching.
Lucy.
Yes.
Hi, Lucy.
So she has to go down to the basement to access her dog door, which then goes back upstairs to go do her business.
Wow.
Now she just looks at us on the first floor and she's like, I know you can open that door for me. And therefore I don't need to go down then back up. So I can read her mind.
Smart.
Yeah. Dogs.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, and cats.
Oh, definitely.
They all have brains.
They are
Yeah.
very intelligent.
So what do you do with your downtime? I mean, if
Or do you
all
have
this-
any?
First of all,
Well,
my training,
some.
all of the things I do, I have downtime, just for the record. She does not, which means I do not. 'Cause I do
Yeah.
for
I have
Oh.
ADHD to the extreme,
Okay.
and he has to do all my organization stuff, all the financing part. If people ask for prices, say you can talk to my admin John because he can tell you. I don't really like to talk about money anyway with people. I just want to concentrate on their animals.
Yeah.
So I let him do that part. Sometimes I relay the message. Sometimes I say, John, can you just text them and let them know the price?
But it seems like you really enjoy what you're doing.
Oh, yes.
So therefore,
definitely.
it probably doesn't feel like, okay, this is the work zone and this is the
Well, and there's so many
relaxation
different
zone.
things that you have going on that you probably never get bored.
Never. And then last week, one of the dogs I was watching choked on a stick. So she's a German Shepherd, and I got her in the van and I drove. I didn't have my phone or my flip flops. And I ran into the emergency hospital and I said, you have to help her now. She's choking. And I assessed her and she was fine. She didn't have any purple, her tongue, everything was pink still. And they said, well, I said, I'm the pet sitter. And they said, we need the parents' permission. I said, no, right now you just need to take her back, please. And I will get in touch with the pet parents. And they said, okay. And they
did?
took her back. Yeah. And then I didn't have my phone, so I didn't know their numbers by heart. So I said, look on Facebook. The one parent is a real estate agent. I know she has her number on her Facebook, and then call her. And they did.
There you go.
Wow.
And they didn't charge for the visit.
They did not
No way.
charge us.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because usually it's like $1,000 at the
Yes.
door.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they said it was a stick. The doctor came out and said,
Oh.
it's a stick. I'm not
Yeah.
charging you. I was like, really? Thank you so much.
Wow.
So, and then I took her and got her a pup cup. So.
Of course. There you go.
Ice cream.
Here's your treat
Yeah.
for eating a
Ice
steak.
cream. That's
And
great.
she's great. I saw her today.
Caleb, we'll get you a pup cup every now and then.
Yeah.
I need
Yeah,
one.
Caleb gets a
I
pup
definitely
cup.
need one. If I do good at the end of the podcast, it's in the closet back there. Well, one question I had for you guys as I'm hearing all this, like, has this been in Winchester the whole time for you guys? How long have you been here? And has it been a word of mouth experience with people and the businesses, or what does that look like
So
over
we
the
moved
years?
here in 2000.
When our
Okay.
boys were little, we moved
Yeah.
from Leesburg.
Okay.
Yeah. And then, yes, it's been word of mouth. Like we've never done any advertising at all.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Facebook.
amazing.
That's it, right?
Yes.
Well, when you find a good pet sitter, for example, that is a
People do share
Yes.
that. Yeah.
they share it. They know you're reliable. They know that you've got other people that are working for you. That
Oh, yeah.
you've got a team, and that's
They're great.
awesome.
I
Yeah.
love my team, and they all, check in with me and the pet parents with pictures, and we're in constant contact. So everybody on the team's great.
Give us a rundown. Like what you said, pictures. So if I'm going to hire you and I'm gone out of the country for a week, like what are the expectations? Like what do you help?
I would do whatever. If the pet parent says, I want a picture every day, then we will send a picture and an update every single day. Let them know how the day's been. They're doing great. So I just constant contact. And some people don't want any contact because they really are on vacation and they just want to be left alone. So I respect that too.
But then there's some people who are like, give me the updates. I want to know.
I want to FaceTime my puppy.
Yes. And I've done that too. I've like, I actually, one dog, not on my watch, but a couple of dogs ran away in West Virginia, and I went and I found them and I prayed and I said, God, please show me that dog around the corner when I drive around the corner, and boom, there she was. And I said, go home to the pet sitter. I know you've never met me. You've only met the pet sitter. You need to go home now. And literally the pet sitter called me 5 minutes later and said, she just came home.
Wow.
So, and that only happened because of a misunderstanding where they had the collars on and they had the electric fence. And the pet sitter thought it was okay to take the collars off because she thought the dad said they could do that. But of course, animals aren't going to run with their own parents most of the time, but with a new person in their house. So then I said, from now on, new rule, leave their collars on them, because if they have electric fence, and of course at night you can take them off, but don't even open the door unless they have their collars on them.
Right. So we always like to have like some things to learn. So I'll ask you first, Kristin, what are some tips that like could help you in your job to make the dog or cat sitting process go easier? Like what are some of the things that us humans should know when we leave the house?
The expectation of the parent. Like some people literally want you to stay the whole time at their house. Some people say, oh, just check on them, you know, morning, midday, evening, night. Some people want just 2 checks a day. And I always say, no, they have to have at least 3, because that's a big time frame between morning and evening. We actually just gave a bonus to someone. We charged them, and one of my pet sitters offered to just go check for free midday, just do a quick let out, and they were very happy about that. Yeah. So people have budgets, and of course we'll work with people with budgets. But another thing is, if you are expecting someone to really protect your animals, which are like your children, you have to be willing to pay for that, because a lot of times people want me to do it for really low prices. And I'm like, I'm responsible. I would actually die for your animal. So I'm responsible. So I think that little part, people need to realize it's very important that they have the money saved up for their animal. And of course we do help at times. We've helped people free of charge as well. And we try to always do that. But it's
not going to be another nonprofit, though.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Chalk up to the cost of your trip, the cost of the vacation.
You're running the roads and you're spending your time in the car and your fuel and your.
And all of my pet sitters, there's a lot of them that are single people that this is like helps them to have rent or their mortgage. So I'm trying to help out all the pet sitters as well. So that's another thing.
John, how about you? What health tips or physical fitness tips are the top ones that you would pass on to some of your clients, customers?
I think the biggest one is everybody needs a trainer. Like we always tell people that having a trainer is not a luxury. It's not, because whether you've worked out for years, right? And then you learned things when you were with us, even though you already knew things, right? So having a trainer will help you get better at your game. If you're brand new, you definitely need a trainer. Learn how to do things right so you don't break. And if you've been doing it for a long time, you need somebody to come in and intervene and go, let's see if we have to tweak stuff. So it doesn't matter what level you are. It should be something you put in at some point, even if it's for a short time. I don't expect people to train with me forever, although there are people that need people like me because they won't do it without me.
Sure.
I mean, you just got to figure out where you are. And that's personally what I do is we sit down and try to find out, what do you really need? Like, do you need me for a month? Do you need me for a week? Do you want me for the rest of your life? Like, what do you need? And I think that's the biggest one, is just realizing that good intentions. What is it? What's that the statement about?
The road
It's paved with good intentions.
road-
Don't look at me.
Don't look at me.
If everyone's looking at me, it's gone.
The road to failure. Is paved
The
with
road
good
to
intentions.
heaven is paved with good intentions, and the road to
Sounds
don't
right
know.
to me.
Caleb has no
Don't look
clue.
to me for great.
The road to third chair is
I was
paved
gonna
with
say, do we
bad
just look at the youngest
intentions.
person in the room to find out.
I almost looked back like, what are they looking at?
No, but I think that would be it. Is just to like realize that you need a trainer. Like
Mhm.
it's okay to, but there's a pride thing too. Some people go, I don't need a trainer. Like, well, maybe you do.
Mm.
And I can tell you right now, I walk around gyms and people need a trainer.
Yes.
I'm just saying.
Yes.
Do
I have
you
one.
find it goes hand in hand of attempting to lose weight along with trying to maintain some sort of skill level of fitness, or what do you think the most common reason that people are coming to you for? Is it weight loss, or is it I'm trying to hit this certain goal? I want to bench press X, or I want to.
I don't know. It's a tough one. I guess a lot of it has to do with age.
It's
You know,
probably
depends
even
on
to
where you
ask that question. Like your question, they probably go to
Yeah.
him and ask that question.
Yeah.
Not even thinking about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, but it's like, I'd love to have the whole just Q&A thing. Let's people call in and say, what I want to do this, whatever. Like, it's like, yes, I'll meet with you, but there's some basic questions you don't have to hire a trainer to find out.
Sure.
You can ask a trainer, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I would say if you're at a gym and you ask a trainer, you know what they're going to try to do.
Mm.
You need a package with me.
Of course, there's
Yeah.
the
Well,
They have to.
salesperson,
Yeah.
right?
That's why they're there.
Yeah.
You know, that's
Making
not
money
what
for
I
the
do.
gym.
I'm not that person. We have no quotas. It's nice.
Mhm.
I'm not
Yeah.
going to fire myself if I don't hit a quota this month.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah, so it's kind of nice.
So back to Caleb's other question of just moving to town and this word of mouth concept. Like, how have you networked in town? Like, what are some of the things and places that you've actually gotten connected with around town?
Well, I guess at times church or like actually Lowe's one time we went in and found somebody asked us, I don't even know how that came up.
Just conversation.
Just different people that we know. When we first moved here from Leesburg, we really didn't have any friends. So I was a homeschool mom and it took me almost 2 years to find friends because everybody already was established in their little groups and all. So that's why we try to we've always tried to have the open door policy where if somebody needs to talk to us or for us to pray for them, we're here for them because there's a lot of people that feel lonely and they'll just hide and not even tell anyone. So I guess just from meeting different people and we probably need to network more. We don't
But
do it as much as we
The
should.
problem with that is time.
Yeah.
We've been members of the chamber, and every event is when we're training or pet sitting. So it's, you know, we don't have employees. So it's not like I could just like, oh, somebody's going to cover my group at 5 o'clock so I can go to the mixer. It's like, we don't have that time.
I don't know how we got lucky to have you guys here together at the same time, right
No,
here and now.
That's awesome.
worked
I
out.
know. It's
Oh, so
shocking.
I do have to add one thing.
Sure.
I forgot. You were asking what we do. I totally forgot about the latest thing.
Okay.
So, yeah. So now, like with the health
Kristen's like,
thing,
what?
We're
What
gonna
do we do?
we're gonna
I know,
quiz our
like,
listeners
what?
at the end.
We have to ask
What
questions.
45
Pop
things?
quiz, 'cause we'll forget. So I started working with Medicare.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Forgot about that.
okay.
Because I was thinking about like, what do I want to add on in my spare time of training? And I was trying to think. At first, I was going to think real estate. I was like, real estate would be fun because I love that.
It would be
Right.
fun.
But then I thought that doesn't really tie into
What you
what I
already do.
and the timing on that, like the showings and the whatever. And what I'm like, so then I was like, I was actually training a guy, local guy, and he was joking, and he said he wants to grow his Medicare business. His name's Brian Bartow. Do you know Brian?
I know the name.
Okay, he has Liberty Tax,
Mhm.
and I know Medicare. And he was joking. He said, if you ever want to do insurance, let me know. And then I thought about it. I'm like, wait a minute, maybe I do. So I started doing that last year.
Wow.
So now I represent a bunch of different companies for Medicare. So it's a world. I'm telling you, it's crazy. And what I do though is at no cost to the consumer because I get paid by the carriers.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah. And it's a people don't even know, like if you move zip codes and you're on Medicare, you have to review your plan. Like even 22601 to 22602 because they may not be available.
Interesting.
Wow.
So you're just cross-pollinating all your businesses. If you have a cat, you can go away, and then
It's basically if you need help with
need help,
anything.
More
Yeah.
help.
just
Yeah.
go.
More.
We need
More
go to
help.
John at the gym.
Yeah.
If you
Everyone
need
needs
different
more help,
insurance, go
including
for
more
it.
help.
It all intermerges here at John and Kristin Moore.
It is like
Yeah, for sure.
It is a lot of fun.
I think what I found is this: if you look at everything we do, all the businesses, all the nonprofits, everything it's a problem solver. It's what we do in a nutshell.
Yes.
We solve somebody's problems. Right?
I think so.
Yeah. I think that's basically everything we do.
At least you're going to die trying.
Yes.
Well,
we'll probably never retire.
No, retirement. What is that?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it keeps you active. It keeps you involved. It keeps you engaged. I mean, you're loving what you're doing.
Yeah.
Especially with animals. It's just, you're providing
them so
such
much.
a needed service. And, it's just fun for you.
It is so much fun.
the farms are a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I had bronchitis recently and I had to go to a farm like the next day. And I was like, how am I going to walk up the hill with the horses? The horse, it's like he knew. I leaned on him and he walked me up the hill.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, thank you so much. You helped me so much because I didn't have my inhaler with me. So the horse assisted me.
So pop quiz, give us all the ways to reach out and find you guys.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Like, what are the websites? What are the social media handles?
More
You name it.
websites.
Like,
yeah, more.
what do you
websites.
got?
I'll let John
So
do that.
everything's on Facebook.
okay.
We only have one website, and that's for the personal training, and that's mptnow.com. Facebook page is MPT Now Pet Sitting Services, MPT Now Health and Fitness on Facebook, MPT Now Productions on Facebook. I Know Medicare. No, it's not I Know Medicare for me. What is it?
I don't know. I don't know Medicare. I don't
So
know.
I'm working with Brian, and he's I Know Medicare, but I have a Facebook page called We Know Medicare Plans, and that's on Facebook. I don't even know. I think Facebook.
How about our emails?
MPT Now Pet Sitting at gmail.com. John at mptnow.com.
We'll put it on our show notes.
Okay.
But I just wanted to see you guys.
Can we do it?
Could you actually answer the question?
We need him to do
More
a voiceover
answers.
of the whole thing.
We
Right.
need more answers.
Refit Foundation at gmail.com. The Links Foundation at gmail.com. What do you want?
And More Relief is
And
on
More
Facebook.
Relief.
Moore Relief.
And that's for families in need.
Yes.
Yes, or just even single people, whoever
Sure. Yeah,
needs
that's for people.
like food, what
Electric
else?
bill. We paid
Water
rent,
bill.
I think. I don't know what else we've done.
groceries, toys at Christmas time for kids.
Okay.
You guys really are just like a help to the community.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it really is.
Thank you.
I can see you guys are passionate about
Yeah.
these specific niche kind of fields, but it's really ultimately about helping people
We,
and providing services that people need.
yeah,
And so you're right.
people and
Why not
animals.
pay for it, people? You need it. You need it. And you guys are amazing people as
Well,
well.
thank you.
So
You all are too.
you guys are awesome.
Thanks.
Thanks for being here.
Thanks for
Awesome.
coming today.
They were fun.
They were fun.
Rachel, good get.
So many.
Thank you.
Get Rachel.
I knew it would be like this domino effect of how they started and where they ended up and how and why and
It's interesting that they did an excellent job remembering all their businesses and still forgetting some. Very impressive.
Very impressive.
And we didn't even have to get 90 seconds in to hear her say doo-doo twice.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's
That was my favorite
love it.
part.
Yep.
That is.
Yep.
What did we learn? I mean, I've known them for a long time. Had no idea they're
Uh-huh.
doing all of these things.
So many things.
Yeah.
But it's impressive that they're holding it all together. 50 employees.
Yep.
At first, I thought she said 15, but no, 50.
Mhm.
That's a lot. I mean, I guess word of mouth is traveled.
Well,
real
and
quick for
people,
that
I mean,
service.
people are constantly needing care for their pets. I remember I was part of that team for a very brief period of time. I actually never ended up taking any of the jobs, but one that I tried to take, and then somebody else was like, I'm like, I cannot do this. It was a 5 a.m., 6 a.m. drive out and give a dog its diabetes shot.
Oh, wow.
Like it was like every morning
the
for
real deal.
5 days. Like,
Yeah.
and so sometimes it's like that's something your dog has to have at a specific time, and somebody's got to get up early and go do that. But like, she provides so many services for so many different kinds of animals and farm animals and domestic animals and
Well,
fish.
Look them up. I mean,
Yeah.
go find them on all those places.
Yeah.
We'll get
Show
the
notes will have it. Yeah.
Absolutely. Links makes it easy. Final segment, events. It's 4th of July weekend,
Let
people.
freedom ring.
It is 4th of July. So it even starts today because the city kicks it off. So you've got Rockin' Independence Eve down at Old Town.
There's live music downtown.
All day long. Yep. And then topped off with fireworks at Jim Barnett Park.
Yep.
So, I mean, it's going to be like around 9:15 when it really kind of gets going. Also on Middletown, they have live music and fireworks tonight as well. So the whole July 3rd vibe for them. But then they have a parade tomorrow on the 4th. The parade starts at 5 o'clock. So it's like a hometown parade.
Nice.
Down in Middletown.
When things are cooled off.
Yep. Kind of cool like that. And then Sharando Park has their version of fireworks where the pool will be open until 8. So you can hang out, go to the pool, go to the park, and then fireworks will probably the same time.
Yeah, 9:15, 9:30,
so,
yeah.
But they've got their whole Sharando Park celebration kicks off at 3.
Very cool.
So I think the rain is finally done, right?
From what I can tell, the next 4 or 5 days, I think we've got sunny, like 80s, nothing like the 100-degree temps we had last week, and we should be in the clear for a few days anyway.
Yep. Well, I love our Icon Media Studios. We're able to squeeze 5 people in today.
Loved it.
You get the zebra chair today. Mm-hmm. We rolled out the red carpet or the zebra carpet for the spotlight. There you go. Welcome back.
You can only aspire. You can only aspire to this,
Caleb. A little smaller, a little closer to the
Caleb's
ground.
goals.
One of the legs wobbles.
Oh, well, thanks everybody for listening and watching, and keep telling your friends about Iconic Talk. Find us on social media. Find us on YouTube. Tell your friends anywhere they get their podcasts. You can find us. Make sure you subscribe. So that way it just instantly pops up and notifies you that whenever a new episode comes up, you won't miss a bit or a beat. So thanks to our people. I've got now Pierce Francis doing our editing.
Shout out to Pierce.
Nice.
Well done.
Thanks,
Thank
Pierce.
you for stepping in for that. Tyson still doing the social media. I don't know. We'll get some more people around here beyond the Francis clan. You never know. But you never know. You guys watching and listening might be our next guest. So let us know. If you have things to talk about, tips you want to pass on about Winchester, hop in the seat. We're here for you. So until next time.
Think Iconic.